Alright, I was going to make a video just discussing how things globally are getting a lot worse and give my opinions and some advice and some of my thoughts on what to do in these dark times. I recently got off the phone with somebody talking about recent world events, and they believe that things are going to get out of control here in the U.S., but that's another video. So let's go with what I was planning to discuss. And basically the way things have went in the past few years and what we've experienced, there's certain things you should keep on hand to guard yourself. And what I'm talking about is civil unrest, a breakup in the supply chain, quarantines, all kinds of different things. But where I'm going with this series and what my thought is about is financial stability and government overreach when it comes with digital currency and all this other stuff. But basically, we all know this is a gun channel. And over the years, I've collected other things other than guns. A lot of the guys in mill surplus ask if I had helmets, uniforms, medals, badges, swords. And at one time I did. I kind of eliminated that and concentrated on firearms. But I have also collected coins, stamps, and other things. And actually, when computers became popular and eBay was a brand new thing back in the 90s, I actually bought, sold, traded stamps and coins online. More as a hobby, not so much as a business. I would buy some large lots, sort some out for my collection, and sell the excess off to pay for the hobby. What happened is, in the 90s when we had or around 2000, when we had these stock market crashes and our 401k accounts were obliterated. I mean, they lost 65%. So that's what I was banking on, putting all my money in, and it was gone. So I decided to start stacking silver and gold bullion. And I tried to get my coworkers to do that. I said if we all pool that money we put in every week, at 5%, 6% of our pay, and then we buy large lots to save money and divide up silver rounds or whatever, I said that's a better investment than what we have here. And actually, that was true. One individual bought some silver with me, and they all told me I was nuts. And I ended up stacking a ton of silver, sold it when silver did finally get back. But there was really not an economic crisis at the time. I was well off. I just got rid of it because of storage and other problems. But we also did not have the other problems that have compounded over the years. So as I'm going to go on, but in this I'm going to tell you generally what you kind of should do in case things kind of get dark here, which I believe they are. Being a gun channel, okay, let's cover the guns. You should have some sort of at least one pump shotgun out there to use for home defense. A pump shotgun, a handgun of some sort. I mean, a good revolver, something like this .357 Magnum, just general purpose, and a quality one, Ruger, whatever. This is an old Smith. These things go for $1,000 now. But a .357 Magnum, 4 inch is pretty good. I got a 6 inch and I got a 38 special with a 4 inch. .357 Magnum because you can use both .357 Magnum rounds if you need the power and 38 specials. Okay, so that's a good thing to have. A pump 12 gauge shotgun or even a pump 410 or something like that, a little shotgun. You can get an AR. ARs are very popular for home defense or just general purpose. And if you're not really quite satisfied, a lot of people are detracting from the 5.56. You could always just go and buy an upper like this in 300 blackout to give you a little bit more punch, a little bit more range, and also the ammunition is becoming pretty readily available and manufactured. And all you'd have to do is get the upper, put the same bolt carrier, use the same magazines in there, and you got two different calibers, a little bit of versatility. And of course, ammo. Right now is the time to buy it. I'm telling you guys, right now, just if you can afford it, get some, get a case of 9. 38 special is still kind of expensive. I'm a little short on that. Reloading it, I can buy the stuff cheaper, like 9mm and 5.56. I can buy it cheaper than reloading it. And I don't have the time. I'll concentrate on reloading other things that are a little bit more difficult. But stock up on ammo, okay? Also, with the supply chain, electricity being out, looks like there's going to be a bad winter storms. The wife feels more comfortable having food supplies, because when that supply chain broke, she got real nervous, bought a lot of stuff, like this here, this canned meat that's good for, I don't know, 8 years or something. And she also had some dehydrated food, cheese, whatever. I mean, she bought a bunch of it, comes in cans or packets. Other dry goods like rice and that, she kind of stocked up on it. So, stuff that will not spoil over time. We keep a bunch of water around because we have a well. If we lose electricity for days on end, we have something where we can cook on a propane stove. Got to stock up on propane cylinders, keep that around. Just common sense things just in case. Because it was kind of frightening when the supply chain thing come up and there's not any food on the shelves. That ain't good. And if you live in an area where they start these electricity blackouts, or if there is some sort of natural disaster, or now, like I was on the phone with somebody, they're quite anxious and asking me some questions about home defense. They're afraid that there will be, with the open borders, actual terrorist activities. Okay, so that one hit me. That's somebody's opinion. I'll think about that and make another video. And the other thing they always say, cash. Keep cash on hand. So, like when we had an ice storm, the power was out. The one ice storm was bad. The power was out for about 4 or 5 days for me. And I mean, when it was out, the whole area was out between a couple cities. And after 2 days, we got out on the house. Got out of the house. They cleared the roads off. I was low on gasoline in the truck, and we just drove around. And we had to leave the outskirts of Greensboro, head towards Burlington. Somewhere out there, there was power to a convenience store and a gas station. And they said, we can't hook up to the bank. We cannot take, this is another critical thing, credit or debit cards. Okay? Most of my transactions, gasoline, whatever, is done with this. I don't use cash. It's just a matter of convenience. Ain't got to screw around. That's what I use. These people said no debit cards, so cash only. Okay? But now, here's the weird part. During the health crisis, I went to get an oil change, and they had plexiglass between us all in the waiting room there. I just took it down to the dealership, get the oil change. They had a sign, no cash, no checks, okay? I believe the crux of the matter is bacteria or viruses can live up to 7 or 8 days or 12 days in the paper of currency. That's the excuse they use. I don't really know. I'm not going to infect some money with the Black Plague and then wait 12 days and see if it's still the virus is still active or whatever, I don't know. But that's the thing about behind it. There was no cash, no nothing, just electronic payment. And it was like that for a while. So what the hell do you do? Okay, some people like cash. Some people don't use a debit card, okay, or a credit card. But those people are far and few between, and you can never tell. So when it comes to also preserving your wealth and that, with inflation, with these job layoffs, the economy is crashing something fierce. So now I got to start looking. Even if I have money saved up in a bank account or, drawing some sort of income, it ain't enough, or it ain't stable. It can get worse. And if things get worse in the next few months, you could be, poor. But if we go to a situation of kind of like, I doubt very much there'll be an actual total collapse. There may be some rough patches or things where you can get stuck or things will get a little out of control, but an actual collapse of society, I don't think so. But it could get bad where you have to barter, okay? And it's kind of like, well, I don't have canned beef or whatever like this is. My neighbor's got 5 cases, but he ain't got no ammo. So I might be able to go and say, hey, I'll give you some ammo for some of your freeze-dried food or something like that. And so you're going to get into this situation. You may see that before you see, something else. Now I had these mags here. I bought a bunch of them. During the Obama administration, they were talking and everybody's panicking about them banning magazines and guns. And then what these companies did is would go out and sell these things by the case, 100 in a case. And I remember they used to go for $7 a piece. I think these retail for $12 or something now, something like that. But at the time they were thinking, well, they're going to ban magazines, then we're going to go buy, drop $700 some, have 100 magazines. And then when they're outlawed, we're going to sell them for $30, $40 a piece. There were a ton of people that did this. And I remember people used to tell me, well, I have 68 magazines, 30-round mags left. They're mag pulls, they're good quality. He's talking like he's got an actual account or a savings. This has a value to it, like silver coins. I got so many silver coins. Actually, this 1 ounce silver is worth about $25. Okay, right now, probably get somebody to give me $25. The dealer probably give me 20 or $18. But let's just say $25. And they were thinking, well, I paid $7 for these mags. And if you sell them for $15, you're doubling your money, But they were looking at a bigger thing and then being outlawed. Then we were flooded with magazines, and even brand new ones like this, they couldn't sell for years because everybody was flush with mags or had 100 of them. And so you go and used to get mag pulls. I was at a gun show. They had the one with the window. They dropped the price down. So what I'm trying to say is, you should be prepared, and I'm not talking about building a bunker or getting into having a warehouse full of stuff, but I think we should get prepared and pick up a few items, enough, say for a week, 2 weeks worth of freeze-dried food, some extra things of propane you can barbecue, or you can even boil water on a barbecue grill and make coffee or tea or something if you have no power, because I have electric appliances, things like that. I think you should be prepared, and like now, stock up on ammo. If you don't have enough firearms, be it, what you need for personal protection, right now also be a good time to pick up maybe another pistol or handgun because they're reasonable. And also, even though it's questionable, it would be good to keep an amount of cash on hand. Not like $1 million, maybe a few hundred, $300. I think we put back, or they say $400. Whatever you think you could use to get gasoline and enough food to eat. Now with inflation, that could be $600 you have to put up. I'm talking a few years ago. But have some cash on hand just in case you have a power outage or the banking stuff. And speaking of that, I'm going to go on and make some videos discussing finances, because lest we forget Canada, okay? And the reason this is scaring me is when they had the trucker strike. They were there, everybody was behind them, and was kind of a popular thing, and they asked for funding. If you went and sent to their GoFundMe page or however if you sent them a $20 bill, just to say, you know what, I think these guys are okay, I'll send them $20, whatever, just to help. You were put on a list and your bank account could have been frozen. The people that were protesting had their bank accounts frozen, had their trucks confiscated, and nobody ever talks about that at all. That's the frightening thing about this. These people have the power. With the more you use debit cards, the more you pay all your bills online. I mean, yeah, I know it's convenient, but what happens if there's a power outage and my bills don't get paid? Am I going to get caught with late charges? Well, and the Postal Service, say you're doing it the old-fashioned way and mailing a check. They don't like that, okay? They keep raising the cost of stamps and everything, making it a pain in the ass to do that. They're trying to force you not to use instruments like checks or paper getting billed. All the young people, why do old people do that? Why do you need to have them send you a statement? You can look it up online. And I guess the thing is, it just gives me a feeling of confidence and control. See the bill, pay the bill, send the bill, okay? And everybody's getting you worried about computer hackers or viruses or getting, they had some kind of thing, a giant robbery, where what the thieves did is broke into a high secure facility and actually stole the servers. And why did they steal the servers, the actual them things you see in a room, these giant computer things? I have no idea about any of that. They stole them. That's where all the digital currency was held, inside the server. Something different. Okay, guys, so that's my little warning there. I hope you find it interesting. I'm going to go on and make some videos about how to protect yourself kind of financially, and how with this digital currency thing and people are warning and other things, what you should do to kind of get a balance just to cover your own ass and try to protect some of your wealth. And we'll discuss that more in another video. But thank you. And please hit the like button, subscribe, and stay tuned. I'm going to start making some more of this videos along this line.